Migrant education recruiters play a vital role in connecting children of migrant workers with services they need to succeed in school and in life. To help migrant children receive these opportunities, recruiters must learn all they can about the migrant education program and migrant lifestyle. The powerful 1960 documentary, Harvest of Shame, dramatically portrayed the impoverished lives of migrant families. In the documentary, legendary journalist Edward R. Murrow vividly described the harsh living conditions of migrant children. Their nurseries and playgrounds were their parents' work sites, farms, orchards, vineyards, and fisheries. Their families faced occupational injuries and prolonged exposure to toxic pesticides and other chemicals, and extreme weather. As soon as migrant children were physically able, they worked alongside their parents to help their families survive. Harvest of Shame also vividly illustrated the scourge of illiteracy that affected many migrant children. Their education was sporadic. 90% of migrant children dropped out of school. These images of deprived and neglected children shocked America's conscience and helped prompt the United States government to provide better educational opportunities for migrant children. In 1965, 5 years after Harvest of Shame aired, as a part of President Lyndon B. Johnson's Great Society initiative, Congress enacted the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, or ESEA. Title I, Part A of the ESEA specifically proclaimed educational opportunity as a right of all children in America. It provided funding for education programs for disadvantaged children, including migrant children. However, Title I Part A services could not meet the needs of migrant children because of their frequent movement. The following year, in 1966, Congress amended the ESEA, creating the Migrant Education Program, or MEP, with $9 million to begin its operation. In 1968, the U.S. Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, currently referred to as the U.S. Department of Education, convened a conference of state education representatives to ensure the MEP would accomplish its goal. The conference signaled the federal government's commitment to the MEP by promoting collaboration at all levels of government. During the past 4 decades, Congress has continued its commitment to the ESEA and the education of migrant children, as evidenced by various changes in the law, including the enactment of the No Child Left Behind Act of 2001, or NCLB. NCLB stressed raising standards, holding schools accountable for results, and using proven methods of instruction to ensure every child learns. Title I Part A of the ESEA provides funding to local education agencies, or LEAs, to create programs for disadvantaged children, including migrant children. Title I Part C of the ESEA provides funding to state education agencies, or SEAs, to establish and improve programs that address the special educational needs of migrant children because of their migratory lifestyle. The purpose of the MEP is to help states meet these needs so that all migrant children succeed in school and receive a high school diploma or pass a high school equivalency test. Each SEA is responsible for managing its state MEP. SEAs, respectively, can decide which services to provide and how to coordinate these services with schools, agencies, and other federally funded programs. Properly coordinating MEP services is important because children move from district to district and from state to state. State MEPs work best when SEAs provide services that have been assessed and proven successful in meeting the needs of migrant children. Effective collaboration and coordination of services are key to the educational success and well-being of migrant children and their families. For SEAs, an important first task is timely and proper identification and recruitment of children who are eligible for MEP services. Key to the success of this task is the MEP recruiter, who finds migrant children and certifies their eligibility. Recruiters link migrant families with the MEP, local schools, and community resources. To be eligible for the MEP, a child must meet the following 6 eligibility factors. 1. Age. The child is younger than age 22. 2. School completion. The child is eligible for a free education. That is, the child is not a high school graduate and does not hold a high school diploma or equivalent. 3. Move across school district boundaries. The child moved from one school district to another on his or her own or with or to join a parent, spouse, or guardian who is a migratory agricultural or fishing worker. 4. Date of move. The child moved within the past 36 months. 5. Reason for the move. The worker moved in order to seek or obtain qualifying work. 6. Qualifying work. The worker sought or obtained temporary or seasonal employment in agricultural or fishing work. Federal, state, and local agencies establish the rules for identifying and recruiting migrant children. Recruiters must know the federal rules and state and local procedures for conducting interviews and completing the Certificate of Eligibility, or COE. Ultimately, SEAs are responsible for proper and timely identification and recruitment, or ID&R, of eligible migrant children. SEAs fulfill this responsibility by developing an ID&R plan, establishing quality control procedures and policies, training recruiters, and monitoring the quality of ID&R activities. This video has briefly summarized the history of the MEP, its purpose, legislation, and factors for determining child eligibility, and touched on the roles of federal, state, and local education agencies. It also highlighted the harsh migrant lifestyle and the struggle migrant children face to reach success, a success that begins with a well-trained recruiter.